I'll apologize to you and apologize for what I did and all of that, but you'll never know how I feel. Unless you're close to me. Like, you gotta be really close to me. We gotta have communications. Vulnerabilities, we gotta have that, you know. But I said, him and I don't have that. So you'll never know how I feel. But I spent the time to tell him. I said, this is how you make me feel. You never want to make someone that's proud and black feel diminished. That's why people walk around screaming, Black Lives Matter, BLM, BLM. I don't have to scream that though. I know my life matters. They said, I want you to use your words and explain all of it. So the person sees there's a racist spirit. Why? So that God can deal with them. Because I need them to 1 John 1 and 9. I don't need them to come to me and meet me at James 5:15 until they 1 John 1 and 9. I don't need you to apologize to me. I need a confession. And I don't need that. If you're going to give me anything, I need a confession. Because with confession comes healing for both of us. I need relationship approval. I'm hoping, I told myself, I'm hoping that our relationship improves. I'm hoping that my relationship improves with God. I'm hoping. His family has no idea, unless he told them. I have more access to his family than I have to him. But his family, I would never tell his family. Absolutely, I would never embarrass. You don't embarrass people like that. A mistake was made. It was a terrible mistake, but a mistake was made. When you're growing people up in the body, even the thorns, while the thorns are sitting on Jesus' head, the funny thing is, the nails were driven in his hands, the spike was put in his feet, but the thorns were pushed down in the head. What does Jesus want you to do for the head? He is the head, right, of the body, but the head really of the temple body are the pastors. So what does he want us to do for the body? Push. If there are thorns just sticking there and sticking in it, push in. Pray until something happens. There been a thorn in your life? Pray until something happens. You feel like they're not doing their job? Pray until something happens. You feel like you could do a better job? Doubt it. Pray until something happens. I love Pastor Trent and I love working with the high schoolers. I love working with the teens. I could never, ever. Do I feel like he leaves things out? Yes. I do. I think he leaves things out. But the funny thing is, he's a pastor. I give this to him. He's a pastor, and he knows exactly what to leave out. That's why I'm not leading. Because if I was leading, I would go crazy. I would have an anxiety attack and end up in the hospital. And the one thing Pastor Trent told me, he said, Jamie, he said, I'm going to tell you one thing. He said, I definitely think you're ready. I see change all over you. I definitely think you're ready to work with the teams. He said, just one thing. Because I already saw you do this. So, just one thing, Jamie. I said, what? He said, do not let these kids drive you to drink. And he didn't say drive you to drink, but drive you crazy. Do not let these kids drive you to the point where you go out and go to bat, go to fourth, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna fix this, I'm gonna make it. If they will drive you out of your mind and nothing's wrong. I said, got it, check. From now on, I will pray before I contact anybody. He said, no, I want to change the way you do things, but he said, the last thing I want is for you to end up in a psych ward or in anxiety and then be fine. But you went nuts over something that they told you, and it wasn't that big a deal. They will do that. And I knew exactly the situation he was talking about, and I never considered it. When you're working with leaders, there are reasons why they are leaders. They are the head. By 5 leaders, they are the head. I see you now, Jesus. I see 1 eye, 2 eyes, and 1 ear, 2 ears, and then 1 mouth. 5 men. 5 men. They are the head. When thorns come down on the church, it's pushed into the head. Jesus and them, the head. Then the pain reaches the body. But the pain that the body feels is referred pain. It's all in the head. Therefore, let them be the head. And if you have an issue with what's going on, you pray first. You pray first. Is this something I should talk to them about? Is this something I should discuss with them? You pray first, and then you talk to the pastors about it. The person I'm talking to, the person I'm talking about and discussing what they did is the teacher in the church. His teacher. And at no point did I hear God say, go to the elders, go to the pastors, and embarrass him or offend him. If they tell me if God says go tell them, I will. Because I'm learning to go with God, right? Because even though I'm not comfortable with being controversial, and I'm not comfortable with, because the funny thing is, he said, I use the word controversial because he said I am controversial. I have a controversial spirit, and that's why no one would want to be around me. But I thought about it, if I was controversial, he would have known how I felt the moment this happened. This happened a month and a half ago. No, correction. Yes, a month and a half ago. That's when it happened. Because we went to a party at Karen's house right afterwards. So it happened a month and a half ago. And if I was controversial, I would also have gone to every pastor in the church and told them, listen, fix this. This happened and it's wrong. I'm not controversial at all. And I have not heard from God, go and embarrass him. This might just be a teachable moment for him. And just because he's a teacher, does he not get those? Does he not meet grace? Does he not mercy, favor? Does he not meet eloquence? Does he not meet love? Does he not meet joy? Does he not meet peace? Does he not meet peace that surpasses all understanding? He cannot get away with not talking about it at all. Because if there's a mistake made, I prayed on it for a month.